What's up, everyone? Let's talk about what are 15 things that causing you to be overlooked at work for promotion. And I used to own my own business and talk to a bunch of people about this. And I asked them, what are some of the reasons why you overlook some of your employees for promotion? And
kind of how to increase your odds.
Big mistake a lot of people make is they ask for the promotion before they're standing out as a top performer. And the reality is not everybody can be there. And 90% of people believe that they are a top performer.
what they told me is, number one, overloading your plate without delivering. So
I am frequently overloaded with work. I frequently have days where I'm going over the agreed upon 8 hours.
The one thing that I've suggested in the past, and it's only difficult to the extent that it takes some effort to implement, especially when you're in a job that's busy and there's a lot on your plate, I highly recommend having some sort of tracking system for the projects you're working on.
we always have someone in business that will say, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it, but they never get things done in a timely manner. So that means you have bad time.
Good time management improves work-life balance. Effective time management enables you to allocate time wisely between work and personal life by setting boundaries and dedicating specific times for work, rest, and leisure.
Time management skills. And you need to understand there's always a bunch of brown nosers. And I can't get away from that. When you own a business, you're going to get it all the time. And they're going to always say, we'll do it, we'll do it, we'll do it. And then at the end of the day, they don't actually do it. And that causes major issues. So it's going to cost you not to get promoted. Yes, they're not going to fire you because you're going to be a hard worker. But at the end of the day, you're not completing your task. And yes, you're going to be overlooked for promotion. Number two, avoiding constructive feedback like the plague. I know people that are hard worker, but when they make a mistake, they go hidden.
In today's work environment and HR environment, it's more fraught than ever for managers to let people who think they're all-stars know that they actually suck.
They suck. Yes, tough love. It's
like,
tough.
Not only is it difficult because you want to be constructive and deliver the news in a way that's taken the right way, but also nowadays, if it's not taken the right way, you could be the one who's in trouble just for delivering the truth that they're not performing here.
They don't like negative feedback. They think it's a bad thing. At the end of the day, if you cannot take feedback from people, you are not going to become a management position. Because at the end of the day, everyone's going to criticize you, no matter if you're good or a bad manager. They criticize the owners all the time. They criticize businesses all the time. So if you're avoiding feedback, that means we can't put you in a management position because you're going to always be freaking out, always angry with everyone because someone is telling something bad about you. And at the end of the day, we can't stop negative feedback from happening, from personal to professional growth. At the end of the day, you're going to always get feedback, good or bad. Number three, if you're always in office gossip. And here's the thing. If you're always in office gossip, being talked about or being the one talking, that means you're going to be the problem in the future because you're always causing drama at work.
I hate gossip. This ticks me off more than any negative human behavior I run into. It is so destructive and it is so socially accepted. Most places are full of people that just shut up and work.
Maybe it's not causing drama. Maybe it's other issues. But at the end of the day, gossip is a waste of time. And I will not hire a manager that wants to sit there and gossip all the time. It's just not a productive time. So if they are catching you doing gossip, they probably won't promote you. I know in my company, I wouldn't promote someone that gossip all day because it's pointless. It's just beats the purpose. Number four is the person that always attend the meeting but is invisible at the meeting. Here's the thing. If you want to be promoted, you need to have a voice. If you don't have a voice, why will we promote you? Because we need you to stand up for your employees. We need you to stand up to other managers and give us help in these situations. Because things happen all the time. sometimes things are overlooked, and you might be the only voice in that room that makes sense at the time. So you need to speak up. If you're being the person that's invisible in the meetings, even if you're in all the meetings, doesn't matter. You're gonna have to be overlooked because it doesn't matter if you attend a meeting or not. Number 5, and here's a big one: clinging to outdated work method. I know people that refuse to change, and I cannot have that person in management position because changes happen all the time, especially with AI coming out. A bunch of changes going to happen, and I will have to overlook you because you refuse to change, and changes happen all the time. You might have to pick up another project to even taking on another department because another management quit, and you even might have to change your whole work ethic because the new data, new system that they're using is more efficient, and you refuse to change. It's not gonna happen. Number 6, treating deadline like suggestion. All right. I met a bunch of engineers that want to get promoted to management and they never can hit a deadline. And at the end of the day, deadline is set by the customer and the salesperson. Yes, you might not be able to make it, but if you don't voice your opinion and you can't hit the deadlines like they want, they do not want to have you doing the job. At the end of the day, someone is hitting those deadlines all the time. No matter what you say, someone's hitting that deadline, and that's where they get the number from. Yes, you might be working slower or they give you more complicated problem, but on average, the deadlines are always met. And guess what? If you're not the one meeting them, someone else is. Number 7, saying yes to everything and then getting burned out. At the end of the day, you are a yes man. And as a manager, I need someone to start telling the customer no. Because sometimes some of these projects we can't do, it's just not feasible, not affordable, or it's just no time to do it. Yes, every request you can make has a bottleneck with team players. So a workplace, 46% of women and 37% of men feel burned out due to commitment or overcommitment at work. So if you're one of those that keeps overcommitting, you're not gonna be promoted because we don't want to burn out the whole team. I need someone that can say no to things. If you always say yes, 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 what's gonna happen? You're not doing the work. Your team is doing the work and you're burning out your team, and I'm gonna have a bunch of people quitting because I hired a bad manager. Number 8, neglecting to build personal and professional relationship. Yes, the personal is kind of optional, but at the end of the day, you need to build professional relationship with everyone. That means other managers, other department, other companies. As a manager, you're starting to represent the company and make decisions. So guess what? You have to learn to network. If you are not networking with at least your coworkers and other managers, we're not going to add you to become a manager, because the whole point, once you move up to management and upper management, you have to start building up your relationship, because that's where deals happen. We start talking and you don't have anyone to go to. So I have personal relationship in my industry and a professional relationship with some people. And I can call them, say, hey, how much is this? What is this? Why can't we get this project done? Because these people can get it done. So I have personal relationship that I can network around. So you need to build up your network if you want to move up to management. Number 9 is always waiting on instruction. As a manager, you shouldn't be waiting on any instruction, but very few times. At the end of the day, you're a manager. You need to manage your team to get things done. Because if you cannot do that, what's the point of becoming a manager? You are not a puppet, and you need to think on your own. I'm going to give you a project, and it's your job to figure out how to get it done. And I always tell people this: the director will point in a direction that they want you to go. Your manager is supposed to implement it to figure out how to get there to that direction and get the team on the same page. And that's the whole point of a director or manager. One points in the direction, the other one managed to get to that direction. Number 10, and I have these people at work and have it at other locations and at other companies, hogging all the credit and dodging any blame. We all know that guy at work that will say, I did this, yeah, I did this. But once something bad happens, they blame it on the person. And at the end of the day, as a manager, it doesn't matter who's wrong and who gets the credit. It needs to be done, and you need to learn how to share the credit and share the blame. It's across the board. And blame shifting is just a setback signal. It doesn't help no one. Just get the job done, and that's all that people care. Especially in business, all they care about is getting job done. Number 11 is treating professional development as an option. At the end of the day, if you want to move up to management, you're going to have professional development. You're going to have to push the limits of your career. You're going to have to embrace challenges, improve your work environment, attend workshops, attend training. Personal development, if you want to move up to management, is a must. There's nothing you can do about it. Even I attend to free seminars, listen to what the new style of coaching is. I listen to how to handle the newer generation for personnel issues. I attend these meetings because it helps me understand what the new generation is doing and what the salary expectation and what's the reality of everything. At the end of the day, you have to always develop as a professional and understand everything, especially when you need to understand management. Is you manage a lot of people, you need to learn how to deal with it. Mismanagement of office etiquette, number 12. So things like speaking up really loud, failing to set boundary, inappropriate jokes at the work. If you're doing this at the workplace, you're going to be overlooked. At the end of the day, what I want as a manager, you come in and be very professional 99% of the time. Yes, you can joke around every once in a while, but at the end of the day, small action like listening and communicating thoughtful and build a relationship is very important. That's what I look for a manager, because at the end of the day, you need to talk to your coworker, listen to them, and not be one of those negative Nancy at work, or have the awful personality at work where you just blare music all the time. You don't really talk to anyone. So you need to have a proper office etiquette. If you don't, you're just going to be overlooked. Number 13 is the person that always refuses to acknowledge the mistake. Yes, there is people that are like that. If you're always doing that, you're going to be overlooked, and you have to be willing to take your mistakes with your credit. So I am one of those people that if I make a mistake, I 100% take ownership and ask what I can do to improve. And that's how it just is. Number 14 is always worrying about the little things at work. At the big picture, when you become a manager, you need to worry about the big picture. So if you're ignoring the little pictures or ignoring the bigger picture for a workplace, they're going to overlook you. At the end of the day, we need to look at the big picture, like save money, make money, and how can we get this all connected with the staffing. So at the end of the day, if you ignore the bigger picture, you're going to be overlooked. And lastly, dismissing the value of emotional intelligence. Yes, it's very important to understand emotional intelligence because that affects people's skills, that affects people's work ethic. So if you are not emotional intelligent, you're probably going to be overlooked. And it's hard to say that, but I had to overlook people because of this. So those are the 15 things that poor work habits that'll block you from your promotion. Like and subscribe to my video, and that's all I got for you.